Well, President Obama heads to oil country later today, attending a Democratic fundraiser in Texas. Now, he won't be visiting the border where tens of thousands of illegal immigrants, many of them children, have recently entered the U.S. But the president is urging Congress to provide almost $4 billion to deal with the immigration crisis. House Speaker John Boehner says that money won't do enough to solve the real problem.
If we don't secure the border, nothing's going to change. And if you look at the president's request, it's all more about continuing to deal with the problem. We've got to do something about sealing the border and ending this problem so that we can begin to move on with the bigger question of immigration reform.
John Harwood joins us now from Washington. So, John, you know that there's a lot of political differences on this issue. Given that, can we expect any meaningful progress in Congress on immigration reform?
We cannot expect meaningful progress. This has been an issue that ever since the 2012 election, we've all been expecting Republicans to move for a combination of the substance, dealing with a big problem, but also their political imperative. They need to do better with Latino voters, and Democrats have been pressing. The Senate passed a bipartisan bill. You had people like Marco Rubio on board, but the House has consistently said no. And John Boehner, the Speaker, told President Obama just recently the House is not going to act this year. So the prospects for comprehensive reform are not good at all.
What is the purpose of the president meeting, as I understand he intends to, with the governor of Texas, Rick Perry? Is there any common ground there?
Not much, but there is common ground on the narrow question of dealing with this humanitarian crisis. That's something that goes across party lines. You've got tens of thousands of children who cross the border unaccompanied from Central America. This is something that is not directly or not comprehensively involved in the larger immigration issue, but it is a problem immediately. That's why the president's asked for this money, and I suspect he'll get some of it, at least some of it, from Congress. And he's got a meeting with stakeholders on all sides of that issue in Texas today, and Governor Perry's going to attend.
You know, John, one thing we hear from a lot of CEOs who come on the program and talk to us about various issues, they all think that immigration reform is really important for their businesses. But what are you hearing about how they think the problem should be solved?
Well, today we just heard from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, which had what it called a day of action to press Congress to act. This is an issue on which the chamber is at odds with the House Republicans. The House Republicans don't want to take it up. The chamber said we must take it up. Businesses want certainty. They're dealing with a lot of people whose citizenship or legal status is uncertain to them. And so the combination of ensuring a steady flow of labor, both high-skilled and not high-skilled, and also eliminating that legal vulnerability for them is very important. It hasn't been enough to break through in the House, though.
All right, John, thank you very much. John Harwood reporting for us tonight from the nation's capital.